Good morning and welcome to the Grace Hour broadcast, brought to you every Sunday morning at this time by the Missionary Church Association in Jamaica. I'm your host, Nigel Wilkinson. Once again this morning we have with us Reverend Omar Morrison, First Vice President of the Missionary Church Association in Jamaica and Pastor of the First Missionary Church. As always, we invite you to write to us for comment or counsel. Our address is the Grace Hour Box 123 Kingston 8. This morning's broadcast is sponsored by the Calvary Missionary Church, located at 5 Highbury Crescent, Morant Bay, St. Thomas. Reverend Roger Kirby, along with Pastor Patricia Salmon and the congregation, invite you to worship with them in their morning service and Sunday school program, which starts at 9 o'clock, and Bible study, which takes place at 1:30 this afternoon. Do stay with us. In a moment, we bring you this morning's message.
We are considering the Apostle Paul's encouragement for us to work hard. In 1 Corinthians 15:10, Paul writes, quote, "But by the grace of God I am what I am, and his grace to me was not without effect. No, I worked harder than all of them. Yet not I, but the grace of God that was with me." End quote. I want to remind us that we spend a lot of our lives working, whether paid or unpaid, and that God is interested in our work. In looking at the verse I just mentioned, we explored Paul's example of hard work as an apostle and as a tent maker, making saddles to help support himself as he did the work the Lord called him to do. We also looked at some unbiblical view of work, and it stated that the Apostle Paul saw work as something we do for God. As we continue to explore the idea of hard work based on what the Apostle Paul says, I want to let us know that Paul viewed work not only as something we do for God, he viewed work as a gift. Paul's view of work was predicated on the teaching of the Old Testament. Therefore, he knew that God also wants us to see work as his gift to us. Work is not as a result of the fall, my friend. It certainly is made more difficult by the fall, but work is not because of sin. You will recall that God gave Adam and Eve the job of cultivating the garden and exercising dominion over the world before sin entered the world. We were created to work and for work. Work is God's gift to us. Listen to what Solomon says as he wrote in Ecclesiastes. Quote, "After looking at the way things are on this earth, here's what I've decided is the best way for us to live. Take care of yourself, have a good time, and make the most of whatever job you do as long as God gives you life." And that's what it's about. That's the human lot. Yes, we should make the most of what God gives, both the bounty and the capacity to enjoy it, accepting what is given and delighting in the work. It's God's gift, end quote. Being happy in our work doesn't depend on the work necessarily. It depends largely on our attitude. To make the most of our job and be happy in our work is truly a gift from God to us. That's why the Apostle Paul says in Acts 18:3 and following, quote, "Brothers and sisters, keep away from every Christian who are lazy. Such people do not live in a way that we taught you. We tell you to do this by the authority of the Lord Jesus Christ. You yourselves know very well that you should live as we did. We were not lazy when we were with you. We did not depend on anyone for our food. No, we worked hard day and night. We earned what we needed, so we did not have to charge you anything at all. We did this not because we do not have the right to expect such help, but we did it as an example to show you how you ought to live. Because when we were with you, we gave you this rule: whoever refuses to work should not eat." End quote. You may ask, how can I have a positive attitude towards work when the minimum wage is still so small despite the recent increase? The truth is, my friends, money is a poor master. More money always finds new needs we never realized we had. The biblical way to address this concern is to hold two truths in tension. That is to say, we should strive honestly to achieve all we can while being content with what we have. The new payday lottery will never be the answer to your financial needs. Easy come, easy go. Employers must always remember that they have an obligation to do all they can in relation to remuneration, while at the same time, we too have an obligation to work diligently and creatively. Maybe you can turn a hobby into a second or third income stream. It is said that if you do what you love, you will never have to work a day in your life. What can you use your hands to do this year? Finally, the Apostle Paul's encouragement to us to work hard is indeed a good one, because his view is that work is good. Work is good because through work we get to serve people. Most work is a part of a huge network of interconnected jobs, industries, goods and services that work together to meet people's physical needs. Other jobs meet needs of aesthetic and spiritual needs as well. Work is good because through work we get to meet our own needs, not just that of other people. Work allows us to exercise the gifts and abilities that God gives to each person, whether paid or unpaid. Work is good because through work we get to meet our own family's needs. And of course, God expects that heads of household will provide for their family. Indeed, remember, he says, if anyone does not provide for his relatives, especially for his immediate family, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. Work is good, my friend, because through work we get to earn money and have the ability to give to others. In both the Old and New Testaments, God tells us to be generous in meeting the needs of the poor and those who minister to us spiritually. Work is good because through work we express our love for God. Remember Jesus' words to Peter? If you love me, feed my sheep. We love God by obeying him from the heart. We love our neighbor as we serve them through our work. Work hard and rest adequately. Take care of your body. Be careful what you eat, or else you might very well be digging your grave with your teeth. In closing, you may be asking, is all work equally valid? Well, the short answer to that question is no. All legitimate work is really an extension of God's work to us, the job of maintaining and providing for his creation. Legitimate work is work that contributes to what God wants done in his world. Though this might be controversial, non-legitimate work includes jobs that are illegal, such as prostitution, drug dealing, and professional thieves. Then, of course, there are jobs that are legal, but they are still questionable in terms of their ethics and morality, such as working in abortion clinics, pornography, and, of course, the gambling industry. These jobs are legal, but, of course, you have to ask, how are they cooperating with fulfilling God's purpose in the world? If the Apostle Paul had the opportunity to encourage us this year, I believe he would say to us, work hard. Can you imagine the difference that working hard will make for you as a pastor or as a church leader? How about the difference working hard can make for you as a student, as a single parent, as a civil servant, as a politician? Indeed, all of us need to hear this call to work hard. In closing, if the Apostle Paul had the opportunity to sit with you this year, to encourage you at the beginning of the year, he would say to you, pray without ceasing. Make Jesus your very life. Press on. And of course, work hard. May the rest of this year be one of the best years of your life. God bless you.
So now I'm giving my best. I'm giving my life. I'll give my life.
It is our prayer that once again you are blessed and challenged by this morning's message delivered by Reverend Omar Morrison. For comment or counsel, please write to us. Our address is The Grace Hour, Box 123, Kingston 8. Before we go, we have some announcements to share with you. The Kendall Camp and Conference Center wishes to advise the public that their office telephone numbers are now working. They are 603-320-425 and 603-3442. Family Life Ministries presents The Art of Marriage, a family life training event for leader couples on Thursday, February 18 from 9:30 a.m. through to 3:30 p.m. at the Hibiscus Lodge in Ocho Rios. The cost is $1,000 per participant. Registration can be done at Family Life Ministries, 1 Cecilia Avenue, Kingston 10. The Bethel Missionary Church in Nain, St. Elizabeth invites you to their Harvest Thanksgiving service and luncheon to be held on Ash Wednesday, February 10, commencing at 12 noon. The Grace Missionary Church's Youth Ministries, they'll be hosting their annual fundraising dinner and concert, Agape, God's True Love. He takes us from scarlet to purity. This will be on Friday, February 12 on the church grounds, 7 West Avenue, Kingston 8. Dinner will be served from 6:30 p.m. through to 8:30 p.m. with fun-filled concert afterwards. Tickets are $1,300 regular and $1,800 VIP. For more information, please call the church office at 924-1576. The Devon Missionary Church, Devon, Manchester, they'll be having their Harvest Thanksgiving service on Sunday, February 14, commencing at 4 p.m. And presidents and executive members of the National Missionary Women's Ministries are reminded to attend the annual Executive Committee and Planning meeting to be held on Saturday, February 20 from 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the Emmanuel Missionary Church, 26 Ward Avenue, Mandeville, Manchester. And the Western District of Missionary Churches invites you to a one-week tent crusade from Sunday, February 21 through to Saturday, February 28, 7 o'clock each night. Also the annual district convention on Sunday, February 28, commencing at 9 a.m. under the theme, Only a Matter of Time. All events will take place at the Welcome Missionary Church, Haddington District, St. James. Thanks once again to the Calvary Missionary Church, 5 Highbury Crescent, Morant Bay, St. Thomas, for sponsoring this morning's broadcast. Reverend Roger Kirby, along with Pastor Patricia Salmon and the congregation, invite you to worship with them in their morning service and Sunday school, which starts at 9 o'clock, and Bible study session, which starts at 1:30 this afternoon. The Grace Hour is brought to you by the Missionary Church Association in Jamaica. I'm Nigel Wilkinson, wishing for you God's richest blessings for the coming week.